Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all well. In today's video I thought I would talk to you about my autumn essentials. So autumn I think is well and truly here now. It's one of my favourite seasons and I just thought it would be interesting if I talked to you about all of the different things that I think are essential for autumn. I've got quite a few things on my list. There's sort of makeup bits, clothing, food, well not food, drink, all sorts of other bits and bobs. So I think I'm just going to get started and rattle through them, otherwise this is going to get into a very long video. But yeah, let's go. So my first essential for autumn is a nail colour or nail colours. I think as autumn comes around I tend to go more for sort of like berry shades and things like that. Although I also do go for sort of like maybe sort of goldy kind of colours. So I've got a few of my favourites here to show you. I'll do close-ups so that you can see them properly. The first one is a Ciate nail polish and it is a sort of reddy berry, like I would say this is like a proper reddy kind of berry colour. This is in the colour Dangerous Affair number 13 and it just, I don't know, reminds me of this sort of time of year. So I like that one. I've then got an OPI one which is a little bit different. This one's more of like a glittery dark pink, but I do love a bit of glitter whatever time of year it is. This is in the colour Let Me Entertain You and it's just a really nice, like, got a bit of shimmer. I love a bit of shimmer, especially when it's getting darker and colder. I think it's nice to just have something a little bit jazzy on your fingers. So yeah, I like that one as well. And then for sort of like the more goldy kind of colours, I've got a couple more. So I've got one from Barry M, which is a sort of pearly, sort of goldy browny kind of colour. And this is in the colour Truffle. It is one of the Silk Barry M nail polishes. And again, if you're not really into like dark nail colours, this is quite a nice sort of neutral, shimmery one that goes quite nicely in autumn. And then for something a little bit more special, it's another Ciate one and this time it is in, it's in the colour Antique Brooch and it is a gold. It's got quite sort of, it's got some larger bits of glitter and then some smaller bits of glitter in it, but it's basically a sort of warm gold colour. And again, I think this looks really nice during the autumn. So moving on to lips during the autumn, I think in the summer, sort of springtime, I tend to wear much lighter colours on my lips. And then when autumn and winter come round, I tend to start going from like darker colours. I'm not really into like really dark colours. I just don't think that they suit me and I lick my lips a lot. So you might have well noticed it in my videos. I get a really dry mouth, so I tend to lick my lipstick off fairly quickly. So I find wearing darker colours, they just don't stay on very well and they end up looking patchy. But I've got a few here that I quite like. So the first one is I think it's a bourgeois one. Can't actually see where it says it. It is a Rouge Edition Soufflé de Velvet and it's like a really nice like reddy colour and it's in number 7. Oh yeah, number 7, Plum Pidou. Yeah, I can't say this. But again, this is like a liquid lipstick. So you just pop it on with the, like, I can't remember what you call them, applicator. And yeah, it's just a really nice sort of red colour for autumn. And then I've got this one which is a Max Factor lipstick in the colour Mulberry, which to me is just like a really autumnal word and colour anyway. And this is more of a sort of dark reddy purple colour. And again, it's just a nice, it's not too, it's more of like a, I don't know how to describe it, like a sheer dark colour. So it's not like a really like matte colour, it's more of a sort of glossy one. And I just think it looks really nice in autumn as well. And then I have got a couple, oh no, they're not both the same. This is a Rimmel one, and this is in the colour oh no, hang on, where's the colour? One of a Kind, 810. And again, this is quite a dark one for me actually, but it's a sort of dark purpley reddy colour. And again, I just think it's a really good colour for autumn. Ooh, just got it all over the packet. And then my last one is a number 7 one, and it is in the colour Rose Berry. This is probably my favourite out of all of them. It's slightly lighter, but it's a sort of shimmery pinky, sort of dark pinky colour, and this is the one that I would tend to wear, I guess, the most. It just is the one that I kind of get drawn to because I'm not drawn to like particularly dark ones. But that still looks really nice in autumn as well. I also find I tend to put on a little bit more blush in autumn just because I'm not getting so much colour on my skin. Not that I get much colour anyway, but I just think having a nice like rosy blush it just gives you that little bit of like colour in autumn that makes it look like when you've been outside and it's been a bit cold and you've got the sort of pinky cheeks. I quite like this number 7 one. This is in Cool Pink, and there's not an awful lot I can say about it really, but it looks nice on your skin and it just gives you that nice like sort of cold flush look that you get from when you've been out in the cold, and then you come in and you're all sort of trying to warm up. You get that nice pinky tinge in your cheeks. So the next thing that I definitely cannot get through autumn without is candles. I absolutely love burning candles in autumn. I don't burn them so much in the sort of summer, springtime. I try to because I do have like summery scents, but it's just, I think you like them a lot more when it's getting dark and cold outside and you put a candle on and it just gives that like warm glow. So I've got a couple to show you today. I mean, there's so many candles that I like. There's some from Bath and Body Works that I really like. But these two I got from HomeSense quite recently, and the first one is this one, which is a honey pumpkin scent from DW Home, and it just smells like autumn. It's so nice. I mean, I love anything in the kind of pumpkin range for autumn, and this one, it's just a really nice, because you've got the honey, you've got a really nice like sweet scent, and I find the candles in HomeSense are really reasonably priced. I think this was under £10, and it's a big candle. It's going to burn, well, it says burn for 33 hours roughly, and it's really nice, like the ombre kind of orange candle, what do you call it, jar that it's in. So yeah, that one smells really good. They had so much to choose from in HomeSense, so if you're into like autumn candles, definitely get down to a HomeSense, because I spent hours like looking at them all and smelling them all and just trying to decide which ones to get. So the other one that I picked up was this one, and it is Pumpkin Apple. This is by DW Home again, but it says Metropolitan DW Home, and I really like this jar actually. It's just an orange jar, and then you've got like a nice wooden lid, and I think you could probably use that as a coaster afterwards. They had some others that had like really cute like designs on them and stuff, but I didn't so much like the smell of the candle. But this one, again, it's got that pumpkiny scent, but because you've got the apple, it's a lot more crisp and fresh. So the other one was more sweet, whereas this one is definitely like fresher, and it's just, oh, it smells amazing. It was £5.99, which is crazy. It's like you would pay so much more for like a Yankee candle or something that there was this size. But yeah, these two were the ones that I settled on in the end. There were so many more that I wanted, but I'm really looking forward to burning these as the autumn goes on. So I can always tell that autumn is coming because my hands start to get really dry. They start to get a bit like cracked and just don't feel very nice. It's only in the last few years I've really started to have problems with them, but my mum has problems with dry, cracked hands as well, so I think I'm probably taking after her. I've tried so many different hand creams, but the one that I have really found to be like the best one that I have used is the O'Keeffe's Working Hands hand cream, and this is just a staple. Like when autumn and winter come round, I use it every night, and it's a weird kind of hand cream. I mean, this one is nearly empty, I've used so much of it. It's quite a solid like cream, but you only need like a really small amount. It can feel a bit grainy, and if you put too much on, it feels like not very nice, so you need to get the right amount. But you only need like a fairly small amount, and you just put it on, and as it kind of softens up as you're like rubbing it in. But honestly, like, I've not found another hand cream that stops me getting dry, cracked hands as well as this one. And I mean, it says for extremely dry, cracked hands. I mean, it's not the cheapest, but this value size, I mean, I got it off Amazon, and it wasn't that, like, it wasn't horrendously expensive, and it lasts ages because you don't need to use much. but certainly like as soon as autumn starts coming around, I go back to using this. Like in the summer I've been using much lighter hand creams, and then as soon as autumn comes around I go back to this, and yeah, I just don't use anything else, to be honest. So I also think, as well as moisturising your hands, it's also important to moisturise the rest of your body when autumn comes around, because it's getting colder, and I don't know, I find it harder to start moisturising my body in like the autumn. In the summer you're kind of doing it because, you know, you're wearing like dresses and like t-shirts and you want your body, like your skin, to look nice. But then you get to autumn and you're kind of covering it up a bit more. But I'm really trying harder to use moisturiser more because, yeah, my skin gets dry and it makes it feel nicer that, you know, if I can continue to moisturise it. I don't have like a particular moisturiser that I go to. I just sort of change around and pick up what I fancy. At the moment I'm using this one, which is from Sanctuary Spa, and it is the Green Lemon and Orange Blossom body lotion. It smells really nice. It's quite a thick moisturiser, so it really feels like it's doing its job. It says here it's a zesty and uplifting burst of lightweight moisturiser infused with orange fruit water, lemon seed oil and shea butter. I don't know if I'd call it lightweight. Like, it's not, I've had lighter ones before. It's not like really thick, but it does feel like really moisturising, and it just has a really nice uplifting smell. So I'm enjoying using that one at the moment. And I also think it's really important to moisturise your face. I mean, I do this every day anyway. And again, I don't have a particular moisturiser that I go for. I tend to chop and change and just like try different things. But one that I really like is this one, which I actually got, I think, in a Birchbox or something. It's by Polar, and it is the Nuit Polaire, I'm not sure. Polar Night Revitalising Cream. So it is a night cream, but it's really like, it's quite a thick consistency, but it absorbs really easily, and I just find it makes such a difference to my skin, especially like when the autumn comes around and my skin's getting a bit drier. This seems to keep it really hydrated. I'm trying to think what the smell is. It hasn't got like a huge amount of a scent. It's got kind of like quite a clean scent, so it's nothing sort of that you would probably dislike. It's quite a nice scent on your skin. But yeah, I'm really enjoying using it, and I think once this is kind of gone, I'm going to have to try and work out where I can get it from, because yeah, it came in the Birchbox, but I'm not quite sure where to get it from in future. But it just seems to do well with my skin, like in the colder weather. So I also really like to use face masks in this weather. I think they just give your skin a little bit more of like a hit of moisture and make your skin feel a bit nicer when it's been out in the cold and it's all kind of dry, and then you've got the like central heating that kind of dries it out. I find anyway that I just need to kind of look after it a little bit better and give it a little bit more moisture. I really like the Garnier Skin Active Moisture Balm Tissue Masks. This one is, what's this one? A super hydrating revitalizing mask. So again, this one would be really good for this time of year. But again, I'm not massively fussy. I quite enjoy using lots of different types of face mask, whether it's ones that are like a cream that you put on, whether it's like a peel off one, or whether it's like a tissue face mask like this. I'm not massively fussy. I just really like to treat my skin and try and make it feel a bit better from all the cold and then the central heating. And for the last thing, for skincare, I think lip balm is really important. I mean, I use lip balm all year round anyway because I get quite dry lips, but I can definitely tell again like when the colder weather is coming, because they start to get like drier and they get more sort of sore and chapped. I've got quite a few different lip balms that I enjoy using, but this one is one that I used quite recently, and it is the Clinique Moisture Surge Lip Hydro Plump Treatment. I actually got this through one of those like testing panel things where they send you a product and it's all like covered up and you just have to give your feedback on it, and then I think it was the Good Housekeeping one. So just for like complete transparency, I didn't actually buy this one, I got it through that, but I really enjoyed using it. It's a really nice like thick lip balm. You only need a small amount. I would put it on at night, but you could use it during the day because it just makes it look like you've got lip gloss on. And I just found it to be really good for hydrating my lips. I mean, it should be because it's like a Moisture Surge one, but yeah, really enjoyed using that one, so I thought I would include that one in the video today. So in the summer, I guess I tend to have more showers than baths, just because it's a lot warmer and a shower feels a bit more refreshing. But when the autumn comes around, I like to start having bubble baths again. And so I think bubble bath is definitely another one of my essentials. Like with a lot of things, I don't necessarily have one favourite, but I do really like to start getting all of the sort of like Christmassy autumn bubble baths out. I've got quite a few that I got from like last Christmas that I haven't been able to use all of them yet. So I love to get the Snow Fairy out because I always have a lot of Snow Fairy. And also the Body Shop ones are really good. So this one was from last year, I think, and it's the Body Shop Frosted Plum. It says shower gel, but I use it as a bath, bubble bath. I think, if I'm right in thinking, they have a pumpkin one out at the moment, which would be brilliant for autumn, so I might have to go and treat myself to one of those. But yeah, just any bubble bath really, but anything like comforting and a little bit more on the autumnal side is nice. I also, I'm just gonna put these down. I also really like getting out all of the like Lush bath bombs, because they bring out their autumn range around now. So you've got all the like Halloweeny ones and the bubble bars and things like that. So yeah, I just really get into the autumn spirit and start getting all of the sort of themed Lush stuff. So I will be definitely paying Lush a visit and treating myself to a few new bath bombs. I like to try and read all year round anyway, but I think especially when autumn starts coming in and you just want to get a little bit more cozy, I really like to have a good book on the go. Again, I don't have a particular favourite because I just have a pile of books that I need to read, and on my pile at the moment is this one, which is Wild Women by Louise Pentland. I got this a couple of months ago now, can't remember when it came out, and it has like been added to my reading pile. I loved the first one. I actually still have to read the second one as well. But I just think it's really nice to have a good book on the go, to like snuggle down like on the sofa or in bed with the lights on, like a, you know, bed light on or some fairy lights on or something, or a candle going, and to just snuggle down and read a good book in autumn. So as I just mentioned, in autumn I also love to have fairy lights. So as you can see, I've got some on my bed. I'm not sure if they need a new battery because they're looking a bit dark, but I just like to put fairy lights wherever I possibly can. I've got them on my bed upstairs. I'm trying to think where else. If I had my own house, they would be everywhere, but I kind of have to limit myself because obviously I live with the rest of my family and I'm not sure if they're quite so into fairy lights as I am. But I just think that they're really nice in autumn when it's like cold and dark outside. Having sort of fairy lights on everywhere just gives you a little bit more of like comfortable lighting rather than like bright lights. It's just nice to have like soft lighting and making it look a little bit more cozy. It also kind of makes me start to feel a bit more Christmassy, because obviously in Christmas you have lots of fairy lights on the trees, and I think in autumn just popping them like in little places around the house just starts to get you into that Christmassy like preparation without being too like overly Christmassy. Another one of my autumn essentials is a cozy blanket, and I have plenty of cozy blankets. I think it's just really nice to like snuggle up under a blanket and watch the telly or read a book. My friend got me this one for my birthday, I think it was last year, from Primark, and it's just 101 Dalmatians one. Freddie obviously agrees that a cozy blanket is good. But yeah, I just love snuggling under something soft and cozy, and Primark is amazing for cozy blankets for like really inexpensive prices. So if you're looking for a good blanket, definitely check out the Primark selection. Another thing that I always pull out as soon as autumn hits are some gloves. These ones aren't particularly interesting, I'm afraid. They're just black fluffy gloves from Primark, but I actually love these gloves. They're so soft and cozy, and they just keep my hands nice and warm and stop them getting quite so like dry and cracked. But you can get obviously much more exciting looking gloves. I've had some really nice ones from Accessorize. I like the ones where they've got like the fingers cut off and then you can put a little mitten over them. I find them quite useful because it can be really annoying having to like take your gloves on and off to use your phone and stuff, so they're quite useful for those. You can also get gloves that work with like an iPhone, so they're an option as well. But yeah, I just keep these in my pocket of my coat all the time, and that means I can just whip them out and put them on if my hand's getting a little bit cold. Something else that I always start wearing as soon as it starts getting colder are my bedroom boots. I have been using bedroom boots for years, ever since I first discovered them. I wear slippers like the rest of the year, but when it gets really cold, I love these because they keep like your whole foot and your ankles warm. These ones are from Accessorize, which is where I tend to get mine from all the time. I just love the colours of them. They're always really, really comfy. They've got cute pom-poms on them, which the dogs love. And they're really like fluffy inside, and yeah, that's where I tend to always get mine from, but I have seen them in other places as well. But yeah, honestly, as soon as it starts getting cold, the bedroom boots come out. So another autumn essential for me is some Cosy pyjamas. I just love, honestly, I think I have more pyjamas than I do like normal clothes, but I just love buying like Cosy pyjamas, and then when it gets colder, being able to kind of snuggle up in them. These ones I got from Primark fairly recently, and they are Winnie the Pooh ones. So they're just sort of like a light beigey colour. They're really, really soft, and then they've got a cute Winnie the Pooh there, and then there's some trousers as well, which are just stripy. But these, honestly, I've never felt such soft pyjamas, and I'm just really excited that now that it's autumn I can actually start wearing them. The top for these was, I think I've got the label still on actually, yeah. So the top was £10, and I think the bottoms were £8, I can't remember exactly. But yeah, I mean, Primark is always really good for cosy pyjamas, and especially Disney pyjamas. So yeah, I think I'll probably be stocking up and adding to my collection of autumn pyjamas. So you might have realised by now that I feel the cold quite a lot. So when autumn comes around, I do anything I possibly can to keep myself warm. And one of those things is to wear a dressing gown. I quite like this one, which is from Topshop, and it's going to be really hard to show you, but it's just like white and fluffy inside, sort of pink on the outside, and then it's got little teddy bear ears on the hood, which are quite cute. I've had that for a couple of years now, so I don't know if they still do it, but it's worth looking because they always seem to do something similar. But yeah, I just always need as many things as I possibly can to keep me warm, and a nice big fluffy dressing gown is definitely one of my autumn essentials. So if I'm not wearing my bedroom boots during autumn, I also like to have some fluffy socks. I have a whole drawer full of fluffy socks because I love them so much. These ones were from Marks and Spencer's, and I've got little pom-poms on them, and they are slipper socks as well, but they're just nice and fluffy. These ones are just short ones, but I've got ones that are quite long as well. I've got Disney ones that are like brightly coloured, and yeah, I do just love a pair of fluffy socks for autumn. If I'm not wearing my bedroom boots. So being a wheelchair user, I don't tend to do a huge amount of walking as autumn comes around, but I do quite like being able to go out with my stick and just like stomp in some leaves, crunch like them under my feet, or jump in some puddles. And so the thing that I need to do that is some wellies. These are welly bobs from Jules, and I absolutely love them. I love the colour, like the pattern on them. I like the fact that they only come up to my ankles because I'm not really doing like enough to need like big wellies. I do have a big pair of wellies, but these are just really practical for having a little stomp about in some crunchy leaves. I find big wellies that I can find them a bit difficult to walk in, whereas these just feels like you're wearing a pair of boots. And yeah, I'm so glad I bought these because I have had a lot of use out of them, just going into the back garden and squelching around and yeah, crunching some leaves. So they are definitely one of my autumn essentials. So of course, another thing that comes out as soon as autumn hits are cozy knits. This one is a Primark one, and it's just I don't know if you can see it, it's just like a rainbow jumper. But yeah, I am definitely a jumper person. I absolutely love jumpers. I have so many of them, and I love it when autumn hits because it's an excuse to get them all out, snuggle up in a nice like cozy jumper. And yeah, I love anything in like bright colours, and yeah, especially because it's getting like darker and colder and just not very nice. I really like to be able to wear bright colours to just bring a bit of happiness and yeah, bring my mood up. So I'm very excited to start looking in the shops and seeing if there's any more cosy knits that I can add to my collection. I also think that TV starts to get a bit more important as autumn comes round. In the summer you don't tend to watch so much because you're out a lot more enjoying the sunshine, but when it starts to get colder you want to be kind of inside being all cosy and watching stuff on TV. So a few of my essential autumn viewings are Strictly. I always get so excited when Strictly comes back. I just love watching all the dances, I love seeing all the costumes, listening to the music, and I'm just so happy that it's back. So that's one of my favourites. Also really love it when Bake Off comes back, because again that just makes me feel really autumnal. I love seeing all the different things that they bake, when things go wrong, getting to know all the different like characters of the new series, and again it's just a really nice thing to watch when you know you want to be cosy inside and yeah, it's not very nice outside. And then my last favourite thing to watch in the autumn is Call the Midwife. I'm still binge watching on Netflix, so I started from the beginning because I hadn't like watched the first few, like well, I haven't watched any of the series because I didn't start watching it from the beginning, and then I kind of thought, oh, I can't stop watching it now. So I found it on Netflix, and I just love when it's cold or rainy or whatever it is outside, putting on a couple of episodes, and it's just one of those really like cozy autumn like viewings that just, yeah, is perfect for autumn. And then my last two autumn essentials are drinks, and the first one is a pumpkin spice latte. I just don't think you can go through autumn without having a pumpkin spice latte. I always go for a decaf one because caffeine and me do not agree, but I just love the smell of it. I think it's just like a really comforting drink, and it just, even when I smell it, I'm like, oh, that is autumn in a cup. So I will be trying to make the most of the pumpkin spice latte season by drinking lots of them. I've had my first one already and it was really yummy. But yeah, love the pumpkin spice latte. Costa also do a bonfire spice latte, which is kind of similar, along similar lines, and I think various other places do similar stuff as well, but I think the Starbucks one is always going to be my favourite. And then I also like to make sure that I've got my favourite tea in. I mean, to be fair, like I have a lot of teas and I don't necessarily have one favourite, but one that I think is really nice to drink in autumn is the Yorkshire tea biscuit brew. It's just a really nice, like, comforting cup of tea, which I think is really, like, quite nice at this time of year, and it's got that nice biscuity taste that it literally tastes like you dunked your biscuit in it. So yeah, I really like having a cup of biscuit brew when it's cold, watching Strictly or Bake Off under a blanket with a candle on, with some fairy lights on. Might even put my gloves on if I'm really cold, but yeah, it's just, I love having a nice cozy cup of tea in the autumn when it's cold outside. It's just nice to relax with a nice cup of tea. And that is all of my autumn essentials for you. I hope that you have enjoyed hearing about all the things I like to have in autumn. If you have and you want to see more videos from me, please give me a like and subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to hit the bell as well, because that will mean that you get notified every time I upload a video. Please leave a comment, let me know what your autumn essentials are. Have I missed anything off my list? Or do you agree with some of the things that I've come up with? Also let me know if there's any other videos you'd like to see me do about anything at all. Just let me know in the comments or send me a private message on social media. And I will see you in another video very soon. Bye!